Okay, welcome back, Vintage Gamers, to more March of the Machine Vintage. This is going to be the first Vintage Challenge since March of Machine has been released. I don't really expect any of the March cards to make a serious impact on the Vintage metagame, but I do think there are a number of them which could see some play. One of them is this Phyrexian Censor, a Phyrexian wizard, 2 and a white. Each player can't cast more than one non-Phyrexian spell each turn, and non-Phyrexian creatures enter the battlefield tapped for a 3/3. So you might notice that it is a worse Archon of Emeria. Archon of Emeria is just you have only one spell. There's no non-Phyrexian clause. And then the ability of Archon, where non-basics your opponent's control enter tapped, is definitely more powerful than non-Phyrexian creatures enter tapped. Though non-Phyrexian creatures enter tapped is a powerful ability. We've seen it on, I think, on the other Thalia, right? Thalia 3, I think, has both of those abilities, maybe. And that card is seen played before. Creatures and non-basic lands your opponent's control enter the tap. So slightly different, a little bit of a mixture of the two. But we're going to try testing it out today and seeing if having another Archon-style, Rule of Law-style effect in the deck makes the deck stronger. I don't really like the card that's typically in this slot. It's called Anointed Peacekeeper, and it basically turns off Bazaar, which is, good in Bazaar matchup, but kind of medium in other matchups. So that's actually the card that I was cutting the most when I was brewing for the showcase. I was actually playing mono white decks with 4 Serum Powder in that slot. The biggest problem with Serum Powder in that slot is, yes, it made your blue matchups better, but it made your mirror matchups worse. And Initiative is still one of the most played decks in the format, so the mirror matchup is important. Hopefully we don't have to play too many mirror matches today. I don't particularly find that very engaging, but it's probably likely we'll play at least some. So yeah, what you see in front of you is just basically a pretty stock and standard version of mono white in the metagame, and I've just basically swapped out Peacekeepers and maybe a Lauren for Censors, and we're going to try that out today. I have, reasonably high expectations because we are keeping basically the whole shell intact, and I think the shell is totally viable in Vintage. Yeah, one of the more recent versions haven't been playing Trinit Spheres and Chalice of the Voids. I think that's fine. I don't think those cards are, super important to the deck, to be honest. There are no Containment Priests in this deck, but I just think you just dodge Oath. I would rather have Leyline than Containment Priest because I just think that Bazaar is so broken that you need to have Leyline on turn 0, mostly. So you have a decent sideboard here for for Bazaar where you have Archons and Leylines and Tabernacles, and then I think Null Rod is super important for the Jewel Shops of the world. I think I'd like to have 4 Null Rods if I had to rebuild this sideboard, but I kind of just cut and paste a lot of it here, so we'll see what happens. If you'd like to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. Let's battle. Okay, round 1 against the Karate Dom. Let's begin. I have turn 1 3-drop, turn 2 3-drop, turn 4 3-drop. Let's see what our opponent has for us here. There's a variety of things that will be annoying for us with this starting hand, but we'll just see what our opponent has. Opponent has an Urza's Saga. Opponent has a Soul Ring. Opponent has a Sphere Resistance, Prison Shops. That's definitely annoying here because I don't have a way to play a spell on turn 1, but that's basically one of the top tier Prison Shops draws. Having a turn 1 Sphere and a turn 1 Saga and the ability to activate Saga on the next turn is basically the best hand you can have. So things will be pretty difficult for us, I would think. We have to probably Solitude both of them, and then yeah. You won't have Thalia every game. I mean, you should be mulliganing to turn 1 or turn 2 plays. Oh, sorry, turn 1 plays for the most part with this deck. We caught Anointed Peacekeeper because that card is laughable. Unfortunately, here, the Sphere affects creatures, so I can't play any of my 3-drops. I do think it's probably correct to get a Thalia in play, but we are super far behind. Can't play the Solitudes on this turn either. I mean, we lost the die roll, which is important for this deck, and then our opponent had a pretty strong hand. It's not over. Like, we do technically have answers to Saga, but pitching 4 cards to beat 2 construct tokens is not a good trade. Kind of needed to have a wasteland, but I mean, I'm always keeping my hand in the blind. It has a turn 1 Archon. Like, I'm just always keeping that, so. Is this Crucible? That'd be super bad for us. I don't think we could really beat Crucible. I would probably just concede. Yeah. Is there any point in playing this out? No. I'm just gonna concede here. Prison Shops is a deck that kind of fell off a lot, but recently won a vintage super RCQ in the hands of the very powerful Lariwa. Unfortunately, Null Rod is actually just not good against our opponent's deck. They're actually a 4 Null Rod deck in their 75 as well. So we actually don't really have sideboard cards for this matchup. I don't really know. Like, maybe we could take out some Thalias, but like, we could probably. I don't really feel like this card does anything spectacular here. I feel like this game is we need to play a turn 1 powerful creature and then battle. Like, I guess maybe we can trim some Thalias for some swords, but even swords is not that good in this matchup. There's like not on that many creatures. I don't even know. Like, maybe Thalia on the play is better. Like, Thalia isn't like very good against them. It's like probably not even great. Like, it does block Revoker, but does that matter? I don't really know. I mean, if I look at my sideboard, I basically think we have 0 cards for this matchup, I would say. Maybe I'll trim a Thalia for a swords. I don't know. All right, what do I have? I've got a turn 1 Archon or a White Plume Adventure and a Chancellor. Sure, this looks good. This is actually an interesting... It's not really an interesting. We're playing a turn 1 Archon and our opponent is going to be having a bad time. They won't even be able to pay for the Chancellor on the first spell because non-basic lands enter the battlefield, or non-basic lands enter the battlefield tapped. So even if they were to like pay for a spell and have it do its thing, it's really bad. So here we have the very powerful play of turn 1 Archon, backed up by turn 2 Initiative, getting a basic land, and we are super, super far ahead in this game. I don't really know if opponent can really beat this draw. Yeah, as Nami has pointed out, being on the play is super important for this deck. So this is my opponent's 1 spell for turn. And then there's their 1 land for turn. I don't think it makes sense to forge onto... Well, the problem with forging onto the Archon is like Dismember, but they're almost out of Dismember range anyways. Like, they almost won't have enough life. Oh, they have a Dismember. Okay. So I should have put it on the Archon. Or put it on the White Plume then. That was a little bit of a mistake. I kind of forgot that they could Dismember off of this Ghost Quarter. Or sorry, would they Dismember off of the Mana Crypt? That's fine. All right, it doesn't really matter. I drew another Archon. It was a mistake, obviously. I should have put it on the White Plume so that I was like thinking about it and talking about how Dismember, but I just did not recognize that they could Dismember off of the Mana Crypt, so. How big is this thing? Not very big. I mean, they're just dead anyways. They're gonna be at 1 with the Mana Crypt in play. Yeah, so like I said, win the die roll. It's gonna be tough though because we did lose the die roll in game 1, so in game 3 things are rough. Things are rough. Do I want to go down an extra Thalia for an extra swords? Kind of think so. I don't know. I'm not sure how much it matters. All right. I have a Wasteland, but I have no white mana. So, like, I have a Saga answer, but I don't have the ability to play any cards. So, let's mulligan this hand. All right. This hand has a Wasteland, and it has a turn 1 Archon, and it has an initiative creature. This is a really, really nice hand. Ton of fast mana as well. All right. See what opponent has for us here. Saga Sphere, maybe? Oh my god, it's another Soul Ring. Wow. All right. Opponent has one of the best draws, but I do have a Wasteland this time. So... Ghost Quarter. No follow-up? Nettle Cyst. I was gonna say, if that was a Crucible of Worlds, things would be horrible for us. Huh. So... Yeah, I mean, we gotta play out our stuff. We are gonna have to draw a Swords or a Solitude for this Germ token. If we don't, we will not be able to race it. Wow, Tolarian Academy. All right. Like, it's past the point of Archon mattering because it's no longer turn 1, and I do have a Mana Crypt in play. I had to play the Mana Crypt because I need to get my things going here. From Mox. It's really unfortunate because if I play the initiative, they take the initiative. I probably just have to play the initiative, though. I just have to draw a Solitude. That's what it comes down to. I don't think like Wastelanding them matters here. I'd rather hold Wasteland for a Saga. Or like a Crucible Saga to give us time. Oh, right. I drew both my planes. Yeah, I guess that's unfortunate. Or I didn't draw both my planes. I searched for my planes. Should I have not searched for my planes? Maybe I should have not searched for my planes. Okay. I didn't really think about that, to be honest with you. All right, I need a Solitude or a Swords. A White Plume. Is that, I mean, that kind of works, right? Because we can just block. No, I don't think I want to block and scry there. You might be right, though. So this takes back the initiative, and then I can forge onto it, and then I can play another one. Maybe that's worse than scrying. I guess if they have like a Dismember as their last card, it's kind of bad. Maybe this... I guess I could have goated it. I don't think that's good. I have not been thinking about these plays, and I should really stop and think. I'm sorry. They actually... Like, the plays I'm making here do matter. I should definitely be thinking about them more. I'm sorry. Let's try to refocus here. There was definitely like a bunch of different choices I could have made there, and I didn't really think about them all, or any of them, really. So if my opponent's last card is Dismember, it's really bad for me, but... I guess there's no reason not to just block with the 5/5. They can't instant speed an artifact. All right, so I have the initiative here. I think I'm currently winning then. Huh. I mean, I'm definitely currently winning. Need to win some flips though. I have not won any flips. If I Wasteland Academy, they still have 6 mana, so I think I'm just gonna hold it still. I have to win all my crypt flips, but it's a guy to do. I mean, I am about to hit Throne of the Dead though, so as long as I get my Throne of the Dead, I can maybe gain some life back with a Solitude or whatever. Well, we're just making contact with new magic cards. Oh, here's Crucible Saga, but that's fine. We have enough time. Saga's too slow here. Maybe I'm supposed to wasteland this so they take 2 damage. Well, I should have decided if I should have flipped first so that I could see if we lose the flip or not. I did hit Solitude. So if I hit for 6 this turn, and then I can just get rid of this Archon. That only gets me up to 6 though. I needed to flip first, and I just didn't. So, well, this is a 6/5, so it's fine. I can just get rid of this White Plume Adventure and Wasteland them, and then we're fine. I did lose that flip. But this is just game. I guess they can draw a creature here. Yeah, so I should have ordered my spells in a different order. They draw a Karn. Oh, time to find out what they have in their Karn board, I guess. This thing at least has hexproof right now, and I can lifelink. And Snaring Bridge. Wow. Wait, what? What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, they can't play it because of Archon. This card is broken. Wow. This deck is wild, man. I played that at probably, I don't know, 20%. Like, I played that horribly. And maybe, like, my lines were fine. But the problem with my lines was I didn't think about them at all. Like, there were totally other lines we could have chosen. I just didn't think about them at all. I just, like, I don't know. I just autopiloted and cast spells. Yeah, they should have Karn, stood up, Nettles, I guess anything. Stood up any of the 1, 2, 3 drops, and then blocks the Solitude. They go to 3, and I go up a ton of life, and I have the initiative going. So they still are going to lose to Trap anyways. So I actually don't think they're winning here, right? Because I still have the initiative, so I gain a bunch of life. Can't lose to my Mana Crypt anymore. I'd hit them for 4, put them to 3, and then eventually I trap them. So I actually don't think this is winning for them, even if they had plussed and made the correct call. So I think it's fine. I am going to go back and look at how we could have played that better. I'll just leave it. I'll just leave this on. We'll talk about it. Okay, let's just go look, because I didn't play this game very well, and I want to think about it a little bit more. So the first choice I have is here to play White Plume or play Archon. It's definitely play White Plume. That's fine. The second choice I have is here, where I could technically block and scry. And the reason I would do this is to make myself more likely to draw Solitude or Swords. But as long as my opponent's last card is not a creature, I can attack and forge and play an Archon and double block, which looks fine to me. Like, I think I understand why you would maybe chump and scry, but I think currently on board, I have a 5/5 that untaps and a 2/3 flyer. Even if they play an an artifact for turn, I still have double block. So, like, if they have a follow-up something bad, I think we would just lose anyways. So I think this is fine. I don't mind this no block. It does leave me in kind of a precarious situation with my Mana Crypt, but drawing in another initiative creature is nice here as well. So the other option is scry now. I don't think I want to scry anymore. I don't like maybe I could scry and then I don't know. I kind of like forging here. And then the other option is instead of trapping, I can goad. Well, scrying does kind of help with the mana crypt because it's going to make me more likely to draw Solitude, right? I don't think my choices were that bad. I kind of just operated on instinct and made choices, but I do think that there was merit to some of these other lines. The other misplay was this was really this was pretty egregious. If I put the mana crypt first and I don't lose my flip, then I don't have to Solitude my own creature. Because I ordered this in the wrong order, I had to Solitude my own creature. I didn't have to, but I could lose the game to mana crypt if I don't. So this is fine though. Holding this wasteland was actually like just amazingly good. I think that's like a very common thing to do now in Vintage is you hold your wasteland for another saga where you get punished and then complain saga is broken. Both have value. And then yeah, so my opponent can play Karn and stand up a Sphere or a Nettlecyst or a Crucible. That will let them block Solitude, where I go up to 10 or 7, and my Archons either hit them to 3 or hit Karn to 2. I think I would just hit them to 3. That way, no matter what they choose to do, like if they choose to bridge me after that, then I still will eventually just kill them with Trap on my other way through the initiative. Make Crucible a creature and equip Nettlecyst. That's kind of interesting. How big is that? Make Crucible a creature and equip Nettlecyst. So 3/3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 9/9. That's actually kind of concerning because if they just do it again on the next turn and they have like another artifact, I would have to chump it. Whoa. That's actually pretty bad for me. So I would have to not attack with Solitude. I would have to hit them in the air to 3. And then I would have to hope I don't lose another 2 crypt flips in a row. So I would hope to not have lost 4 crypt flips in a row. I don't know if Karn has winning lines. Karn definitely has not losing lines. I don't think they're winning from here. I just have to change my play patterns. Like I think that line is the best one that's been said so far. But I mean, it's not likely they're winning that. It's still likely they're losing that, right? I think either way, I would not attack with Solitude. And then, like, even if I lost the crypt flip and I was going to go to my 4th crypt flip loss or win, well, yes, everything is better than Karn Tutor Concede. That is obvious. But I don't know. I'm still favored from this spot. So okay, round 2, Vintage Challenge. They have a cat. Interesting. We have no turn 1 play. Mulligan. We have no turn 1 play. Mulligan. Need my Serum Powders. We've got a Chancellor and a turn 1 Archon. Keep. So I can bottom Thalia, bottom Ancient Tomb, and keep Uncounterable Archon. Is that enough, though? I mean, we're keeping it. I have to hope it's enough. I guess we can just bottom Mana Crypt and play Uncounterable Archon. guess that's better, unless my opponent is on a... Even if they're on a Wasteland deck. We could technically not play Chancellor, but they've revealed Lurrus, which means they're on forces. Yeah, let's just do that. Oh, we're on the draw? That's unfortunate. No one told me that. Man, we've lost 2 for 2. That's unfortunate. I can't believe we're on the draw. That's sad. Looks like they're on Jeskai. Chancellor got added when the deck had to focus on being more turn 1 oriented. They went to 5. I mean, we also went to 5. I mean, we have nothing after this, right? So... Unlucky. Sure. You have Preordain after? Oh, you have Ragavan after. That's really good here. Oh, got him! What a game of Magic we are doing. Damn, they have more lands? It's cheating. They have more lands? Savage. No! 1 card left for the opponent. I probably am supposed to play this before they play like a Lavinia or something. Imagine having more lands? Cheating. And a follow-up? What? Put Lurrus into hand. What? Definitely should have done this pre-combat. I kind of have to draw a white card and get rid of this, or I'm just doomed. I mean, I'm pretty doomed anyways, because they're going to, like, Lurrus loop me. I would, my opponent could have had double probe there if they had done that pre-combat. I am very dead. Yes, I agree. I'm pretty sure I just have to Solitude that thing. Like, how am I going to beat the Lurrus when it comes down? I'm just not going to beat the Lurrus when it comes down. Oh, they hit a Treasure Cruise? Wow. All right, we are super doomed. We are being murdered by Jeskai. Oof. Jeskai is actually one of the decks that is supposed to have a good mono white matchup, so losing the die roll is not smart. All right, so I could play this game out for a long time, but I'm not going to. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if you could play, maybe you could play Archons, maybe. And you can definitely play a bunch of swords. So what don't we want? I feel like we want Chancellor on the play. How do you board with this deck? Maybe you just don't want Chancellor. Maybe we just want maximum threats. I have no idea how to board with this deck. What am I talking about? When do I want Chancellor? When I want to play turn 1 Archon of Emeria against a combo Force of Will deck. Yeah, but I think having swords in my deck is more important. Maybe this is a matchup where you would take out the stupid card that does nothing and board in swords in its place. Yeah, we ruined the mapping by getting rid of the horrible card in the deck. Unlucky. Maybe we'll keep in... Is Archon good? Well, they can't remove it. They have no removal that kills Archon. All right, maybe the answer is we keep in Chancellors on the... I mean, we need we need four swords, I think. So we have to cut something. Like, what do we... I don't know. I have no idea. Like, normally I think you would take out the unplayable 3-drop, but now that we have a playable 3-drop, does that change it? Yeah, I'm just going to take out these Chancellors. Maybe I'll keep in a Chancellor. Will Mize. I don't know. I ruined the perfect mapping by putting in real cards. This hand does not have enough mana. Censor. Done. All right, off to the races. Ooh, a Resolver. We love a Resolver. Oh, does this thing trigger on that? No. Okay. Should just played it pre-combat. Well, maybe now they won't swords my Dungeoneer. Yeah, you played the unplayable deck. Ooh, that resolves? You do love to see that. We even have Hardcast Solitude now, right? I feel like this is a Lost Well matchup, huh? Because we didn't keep a Solitude or keep a Archon in play. I mean, we could keep the Wasteland, Hardcast Solitude. I just think these cards are both bad. I just want more initiative creatures. Other swords. Good draw from the opponent. On color, Moxen, double swords, Dreadhorde Arcanist. It's quite good. I just play it now, right? Does it matter? Probably. I mean, they drew a force? Okay. This hand's really good against us. Time Walk, Arcanist, Swords, Force. Ancestral? Oh, Expressive? It's like just as bad, right? They do get to take the initiative here, too. I don't think they have a basic in their deck, do they? Maybe an island? I mean, this draw from my opponent was incredible. True. Can't cast Expressive with Dreadhorde Arcanist because Dreadhorde Arcanist cares about its power. Actually, is this the person who commented on my YouTube video where they said that Dreadhorde Arcanist could cast things after being Jaced? Might be. Might not be. It's a kind of a fun interaction where if you Jace +1 on this Arcanist, it has negative power and it can't actually cast its Ancestrals. They can with... I mean, they're not going to get to Forge onto this thing. I do think I'll probably upkeep in case they do try to Forge onto this thing and try to get value that way. Caracas. Okay. So I can Wasteland their red source, I guess. There's no reason not to try to bait the Forge activation onto the Dreadhorde Arcanist. So, I mean, they probably are supposed to do it so they can cast Expressive Iteration. They can technically have Dazes in their deck. But I think it's not worth playing around. So they are going to Mystical for Ancestral. I mean, it's still pretty bad for me either way here. All right, they went for Forge on the Arcanist. We're going to slam our second Solitude. And then their Ancestral has to hit something. This is not the matchup we want to see. I think it's a quite hard matchup. This is probably one of the only decks Jeskai has a good matchup against. Maybe I'm actually supposed to hit a white source so they have a harder time playing Luris. They put Luris into hand here, or they have Dig Through Time looking for swords. I look like it's Dig Through Time looking for swords. They only have 2 more swords in their deck, though. If they don't find swords or a chump blocker here, I take back the initiative, which is really, really nice for us. Though they could always take it back with like a Hasty Monkey, so... Oh, I guess I have a Kraken, so they can't take it back with a Hasty Monkey. They would have to have a Wasteland and a Hasty Monkey. Preordain. All right, so now they're not digging. I mean, they are digging, but not... All right, top bottom on the Preordain, and then blocker. Okay. I have to draw like swords or a third Solitude here. Okay. I think I'd rather have a 4/1 than an extra card, right? I think the answer to that question is yes. All right, so I'm actually covered by from Aggrovine with Caracas unless they have Wasteland. Actually, Caracas is pretty good against Luris as well. This looks like it'll be the Dig Through Time that we thought they had last turn. I think they chose to Preordain instead of Dig Through Time so that they could actually hit like an Arcanist or a Dread, whatever the thing we just killed was. Spell Dancer. And they can chump. Dig Through Time is really strong here, though. But if we can make it all the way through the Undercity, I think we'll be in good shape. You know what was wild? The last Undercity we hit, I think it was 9 non-creatures and 1 Solitude. Kind of forgot about that. Oh, so they did hit Strip Mine on my Caracas. So that means they can actually Hasty Monkey me here. They have Hasty Monkey? Damn. All right, so Dig Through Time found Strip Mine on Caracas plus Hasty Monkey, steal back the initiative. Not the hugest deal, as long as my Solitude still connects. But they could hit one of my 3 swords off this Ragavan, which would be game-winning. The life total shouldn't matter too much, because we are life-linking, hopefully. See what this hits. They hit Phyrexian Censor. So they can't play that unless they have a Black Lotus. They could hit a Black Lotus and play Censor, and then things are really bad for me. It's kind of rough that I actually had the Caracas answer to Monkey here, but they just had the Strip Mine answer to Caracas as well. If we can get back the initiative and get a Menace creature, we might be okay. I think we're okay. If they don't hit a removal spell or a blocker for Solitude, I think we're okay. I guess they would have to hit... They would have to have a land or removal spell in hand and hit one of the other 2 parts, or just hit Lotus. I mean, they would cast this immediately if they hit Lotus, right? So just a blocker is all that matters there. Man, we would have had Thalia with Caracas back up for Thalia too. All right, so I swing the life total back in my favor. I get a 4-1 and a Thalia. I think I'm in a pretty commanding position now. Though I don't have my Caracas anymore, so I don't have like a convincing answer to Luris. But I think that's fine. If we can get this Throne of the Dead, we can get like a, I don't know, Hexproof Archon or something. Or maybe just another Seasoned Dungeoneer is probably the best hit. Probably a Seasoned Dungeoneer, all things considered. Or sure, I guess Hexproof Chancellor is interesting as well. I'm not actually sure Hexproof Chancellor is better than a Seasoned Engineer, though. No, it's just for once. It's one turn cycle, so. All right, Dread Horde Arcanist. They do have a swords in their yard still. All right, now I might want to hit a Solitude and just get rid of the Dread Horde Arcanist. I only have 2 Solitudes left in my deck. I did hit a Solitude. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to take Solitude and get rid of the Dread Horde Arcanist so that I don't get swords done. And I think that makes the most sense. Okay. So we continue to win our games on the play and lose our games on the draw. I think I am still going to keep the whole no Chancellor thing. I kind of want this stupid Archon, though. I guess it doesn't block. I'm going to bring it in instead of this Chancellor. It doesn't get swords, but it doesn't block anything, really. It doesn't get swords, so... I'm going to bring one in. Yeah, that's true. It does block Dreadhorde. Ugh, not a hand like this. I need an Ancient Tomb in this hand. I have to mulligan this. All right. I have had very few Cavern hands, but it is what it is. Interesting. All right, I'm going to bait this Ruby. Force check. All right, they're down to 2 cards. They chose not to negate the Lotus? Wow. I'm surprised. I would have snap negated that Lotus. What if I had a Cavern as my last card? I think I would have negated that Lotus. No land drop being played. I don't know. Phyrexian Censor hasn't really mattered very much. Right now, it's a 3/3 that blocks, though. And it makes my opponent not be able to play more than 1 spell in a turn. No, sorry, you can't Ancestral right now. You Ancestral on my upkeep, though. Now my Thalia automatically resolves. Does come into play tapped, though. This might be an aggressive strip mine, but I think it's necessary. Oh my god. They drew strip mine for my basic planes. Okay. I do believe we are losing this game by a lot. Maybe I'm supposed to be attacking with this Censor. Man. Brutal. Now, if I attack with Censor, they immediately just Ancestral as their 1 spell. Kind of brutal. I still don't like digging as your 1 spell here. I guess it's fine. All right, we really need to draw land, though. Any land works. I really need to get a White Plume in play. It's extremely important to my well-being. They might be able to have blue card force here and pay, but what about Cavern? Cavern on Cleric, you know? Would make me really happy. Have you ever thought about making me really happy, Magic? Yeah, Beerus, I always lose the matchup lottery. You know how it is. I'm even in the 1-0 bracket, so it's kind of crazy to see a Jeskai player here. It's okay. We're going to draw Cavern. It is okay. That is not Cavern. Things are bad. Things are really bad. I can't believe I got strip mined. I mean, I can believe I got strip mined. That's kind of how it goes these days. But my basic planes being strip mined is like... I mean, the minute they draw Swords to Plowshares, we lose the game. They Swords this thing. They attack and they Ancestral, like, play a land Ancestral. Like, it's all over. Censor seems like it's been fine, but I just needed to draw 1 more mana source, it looks like. Yeah, strip mining my planes. That was something. I guess I could have not strip mined their Tundra, but... Alright, we get another turn here. Another turn. Come on, please draw me a Cavern. That's all I ask. I think we're actually okay if we draw a Cavern. Then my opponent can attack with Dreadhorde Arcanist and cast Ancestral Recall. This is a Phyrexian? Bruh. All right. Uncounterable, though. Thalia making me uncounterable. They do have a combo going here, though. They do have an unblockable creature to steal the initiative. All right. Sword's my censor. The minute they have swords, we just can't play. I guess I should have played out game one and made them lose time on the clock, huh? Whoops. I didn't want to do that. Maybe I should have attacked with my censor because my censor was unblockable. But I feel like I still was not supposed to attack with censor. Like, my censor is a wizard, right? So I could have attacked with my censor. But I still want to be able to block the Dreadhorde Arcanist. So now my opponent can just flashback Ancestral, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm doomed here. I'm going to need to draw multiple pieces of removal. And have them resolve. Yeah, it's so bad. I probably was just supposed to attack anyways. It was probably wrong. Like, it feels like after they cast their dig through time, I was like, I should have just assumed we would never have our thing, but I don't know. I can't block. Have they played a land? Oh, they have. Okay, they're going to wasteland me? Then I can play... Oh, no, they're not going to wasteland me, so they have Force of Will. Oh, we drew Solitude. Man, they have Force of Will, though. That's the only reason they wouldn't wasteland me. Well, they wouldn't... might not wasteland me because they know I have Plains White Plume. But the reason you wouldn't do that is because you wouldn't... So if I play the White Plume first, I can forge onto my Thalia and hit them for... Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. I understand, but there is actual merit to doing it first because this game is becoming a race. I guess it's not really a race if they literally just cast Swords to Plowshares and then Swords to Plowshares, double Swords to Plowshares. So it's a race. My top card is Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, I'm going to leave that one on top. I have Solitude, White Plume, Swords to Plowshares. That could be enough. Oh, maybe I want a Solitude now so I can forge onto it. Yeah, I actually think that is the case. They had force. I thought they had force. I don't need a Lost Well, though. I know I have swords on top, so... I think I just forge onto... They pitched another Spell Dancer. If I forge on a Seasoned Engineer, it makes me way worse against swords. I guess if they have swords, I lose both my creatures anyway, so I probably should just put them on Seasoned Engineer so that I can, like, hit unblockably better. I might be wrong. I don't know. Oh, it hasn't done damage yet. Because Thalia has first strike and still the initiative in the first strike. I just did, yeah, that's exactly why I did the play, you know, for racing purposes. If they don't have swords, they can just die to this. That's wild. And we actually have if this resolves, we have trap as well. This game is really close. It's all about if they draw swords to plowshares. Game is very, very close. I mean, they have a double spell dancer here, though. So if they have a draw spell, like a treasure cruise or something, then it suddenly becomes not close, but... They also know I have a swords on the top of my library, for what it's worth. This is Expressive Iterate? What is this? Oh, this game is really close. Oh my god, I should have made them play out game one. I forgot that Jeskai can't win in time. They probably would have lost another like 5 minutes on their clock playing out game one at least. Yeah, I hate playing out a lost game for like an extra 20 minutes, but I probably should have. Second Wasteland? Sure. I guess that fuels a delve spell here though. Oh, I guess it stops me from playing White Plume and Swords, which is actually relevant. Expressive prismatic ending on my Thalia. That's pretty good. Oh, this is game 3, isn't it? I assume it's game 3. No! Aggrovine steal my swords! What? And then they're gonna expressive iteration my Mox. Or sorry, they're gonna prismatic ending my Mox. Oh, so sad. Disgusting. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I was supposed to not leave swords on top. How are they dead, though? What attack? My opponent just swords my creature with my swords to plowshares. I guess I made a mistake. I wasn't supposed to leave swords on top. I guess that's my fault. I don't know. Was it a mistake? Are we supposed to play around it there? I don't know. This game is pretty sad, though. I definitely would have won this game if I had not conceded round 1 or game 1. So it's my own fault. I should have just forced myself to play through the game 1. I kind of felt like I needed it too, which is why I kept it on top. But I mean, my opponent just has to wasteland me here, and I can't win, so. Not a good draw. Man, I'm so stupid. Just play the game, Justin. Jeskai literally legitimately just can't win 3 games or play 3 games of Magic and they need a amount of time. I'm so dumb. They have force. Wow. So I could force the skeleton attack. They block, and then I can jump. And so I actually would survive another turn. But they have forces too. I actually, if that Solitude resolves, I do survive another turn because you can only dash Ragavan from the hand. I guess they could have let me hit them, maybe. I mean, this game, I threw the game because I should have just played game 1 out. It's my own fault. Oh well. Happens. All right, here we go. We are in round 3 of this vintage challenge. For some reason, the MTG bot does not look like it's working correctly. I don't know why. But we are now in round 3 of the vintage challenge. We're up against Andy. My hand is a little sus, especially if they end up on prison shops or something like that. But probably a keep. Opponent has mulled to 4, so maybe it's just bizarre, and we have a wasteland in our hand, so. All right, 4-card hand from the opponent, Bazaar of Baghdad. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the round timer. We should be in round 3 now. I'll just turn it off, I guess. Black Lotus, go. Huh. Hmm. I don't want to like invest a Chrome Mox and then get oofed, but maybe I should just invest it now. Yeah, it's fine probably. I'm just like worried we won't be able to cast our spells, but it's fine. I mean, if they hit like Basking Rootwalla plus Oof or Hex Shrinker or something, they could bring back a Vengevine. Wasteland's quite good here as well. We just need an Ancient Tomb. Or, you know, more Thalias. I think we're not really favored yet. If we can get an Archon or a Phyrexian in play, I think we're favored. But until then, what is this? Endurance? Hard cast once upon a time. Wow. Like, I really don't want a Vengevine entering the battlefield. I guess we have a Solitude, so maybe it's just fine, but... My opponent found a Besiju. It's kind of interesting. I feel like they're farther from doing something now, but I guess this is like a calculated risk, right? Chalice on 0, yeah. Ancient Tomb? Chancellor of the Annex? Okay. This is definitely a low econ game of Magic the Gathering that's happening here. My 7-card hand was not great if I don't hit mana. Ancient Tomb? Wasteland. I think I'm going to hold the Wasteland, which could come back and bite me. But I do think if I resolve a 3-drop, I win. So... which I have not successfully been able to do. If I didn't have the Solitude, I might Wasteland them, but... Alright. Play this. Pay 3 life. Play an Archon. That should win. Yeah. That was a game of Magic the Gathering for sure. So my opponent is on a version of Bazaar that doesn't actually care about Leyline of the Void or doesn't really care about Archon of Absolution either. So all I'm looking at is bringing in Tabernacle as a possible Bard Wipe and Swords to Plowshares. I think the Chancellor doesn't seem very good here. And Lauren looks fine. Maybe like Chrome Mox is actually bad. Maybe like you trim Athalia because it doesn't actually stop any of my opponent's spells. But it is block. Maybe I'll trim a Chrome Mox and Athalia. I don't know. Something like that though. Sorry, Chrome Mox and Athalia. That seems fine. All right. I think this matchup is like kind of interesting. Seems like it could be challenging, though getting a Phyrexian Censor in play is actually quite good against my opponent's deck. This hand has a Wasteland for Bazaar. I don't know if this is too slow of a hand, but I think I'm going to keep it. I have Wasteland Swords. It's kind of nice here. Obviously, if they have like an extremely fast start, it doesn't work out for me, but I'm on the draw. I think this could work. Maybe I just want to like take more Thalias out because I brought in my own swords too. Could totally be true. All right, once upon a time. Oh, excuse me. All right, not a good sign. They took a Root Walla, which means they could maybe bring back some Vengevines this turn. Maybe this is a mulligan. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Seems fine. Oh, yep. Here comes a Vengevine. If they don't have a hollow one, I think it's fine. But if they have a hollow one as well, then it gets hard. Because we do have, you know, Answer Bazaar, Answer Vengevine. We'll take a bunch of damage beforehand, but I think it'll be okay. Oh, they have a hollow one as well. All right, well, I need to draw Tabernacle. Solitude might do it. I guess I theoretically could give them another Bazaar activation. And just kill everything. How bad is it if I give them another Bazaar activation? Doesn't actually feel bad, right? Like, it's just the first Bazaar activation that matters. Maybe it's just fine. This could be wrong. I kind of want to just advance my mana and not wasteland them, though, so... That's really annoying, because it pumps the Root Walla. Am I going to get punished here? Or they have, like, a second Vengevine that they're going to play? I guess I could have killed both of these on my turn. I guess I'm slightly punished for that line. Feel like I'm in trouble. Because now I have to let the hollow one live. And Solitude the Hex Drinker. That's a pretty good draw, though. Oh, no, it's not, because they drew... It's a bad draw because they played a Collector Roof. That's kind of funny. We're so dead. I was kind of hoping they'd like put a bunch of shit into this Hex Drinker. Maybe they're only gonna put one more and then pump. If I had just killed both of their creatures before combat, though, like they would still have a Hex Shrinker, so not great. Like I don't think that life total matters, so I think it's better to get them to use their mana. Okay, they are gonna pump. Sure. Sure. Why not? I'm at 2. Technically not dead. Also, if I draw a Tabernacle, I could like Wasteland Tabernacle them too. If they don't play another land, which seems unlikely, but... Right now, we're not dead because we can chump this, and take one. That's not a very good play. Yeah, I don't think that's a good play. Like, they can just play another Cradle or something. Like, leaving a Hex Shrinker in play is bad. I don't think that's a good play. What? I think that play is bad. That play is entirely relying on them having no more mana. Like, the Hex Shrinker is the... I don't think wasting the Cradle is a good play. I don't want to wasteland at all because I want to cast my spells. Like a Seasoned Dungeoneer or something would be pretty good here. But now that the Collector Roof is... Oh, I have a Thalia in play too. Shit. That's unfortunate. Having a Thalia in play here is not good for me. All right, so yeah, I still have the same line as before, where I double chump, hope they don't play a land, and draw Tabernacle. No, I don't think bluffing has any value. Oh, they have Dismember? Okay, we're just dead. Okay, yeah, you got me. That was tough. Their hand was really strong. I'm not really sure these Thalias are good, but Chancellor looks pretty bad too, so... I just don't think you're allowed to wasteland there if you want to play Magic. Like, I'm pretty sure I can't... If I ever wasteland, I can't play Magic, so I think wasting is bad. The only reason I would want to wasteland is if I drew Tabernacle and then I can waste their mana source, which is also a thing that like could only happen in a one-turn window when they don't have a second mana source. So I think I want to bring the Chrome Box back in because I'm looking to play a turn 1 Censor or Archon. Like, I'm on the play here. This is the best we're going to get. I've got a turn 1 Censor or... Yeah, this is a keep. So I think this is turn 1 Censor. And then Dungeoneer on the next turn, I guess. Oof. I guess I could go turn 1 Dungeoneer. I think you have to go turn 1 Censor. But then I lose my swords. I don't think I'm gonna play around Root Wall. I don't think I'm gonna play around Mindbreak Trap because if I do, I can't play turn 2 Dungeoneer. So I think playing around Mindbreak Trap here would be bad. I might not play Mana Crypt though. I would have to draw land off the top if I want to play around Mindbreak Trap, which I don't think I can. I had the Mindbreak Trap. Unlucky. I think we're losing this game. Oh my god. Because we can't play a Seasoned Dungeoneer on the second turn. Chat, you're killing me. I explained it. That's great for us. That was super good for us. That was the best thing that could have possibly happened. That was so good for us. This is hard castable now too. See if they have. Well, they're not gonna have Dismember. If they have a Vengevine, they can take the initiative here. I guess that would be. We could block if we wanted to. Don't know if we would want to. Feel like we wouldn't. Them, like, I don't think them wastelanding was bad, but it was exactly what we needed. Hollow one. Sure. This feels like a forge angle, right? Then they can't dismember me. So, like, what are they even going to be able to do? No, like, they can't actually answer this season dungeon here once we forge onto it. Right? Is there, like, a better cavern name here? I don't want to name Elemental. We're actually only one white source from playing a Miria's Call. I'm just gonna name. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Oh yeah, I don't have Chancellor in my deck though, so it would be Angel. I guess we could just name Phyrexian though. It's kind of nice because we do have Phyrexians in our deck. Wait, isn't the other one just Angel, or is it Phyrexian Angel? Oh, it is a Phyrexian Angel. Ooh. Oh, come on. All right. Pass. It's actually good if I get Collector Roofed, right? So this way I can, I mean, it doesn't actually matter if I get Collector Roofed because I already have a white source. I don't think this matters at all, but I don't want to show them that I have Solitude in my hand, so. Yeah, if I draw a Plains or something, I can play this Miria's Call too, which would be sweet. This game is really interesting because I had to play into Mindbreak Trap, but it actually ended up making them wasteland me, which was so good. Very, very odd game. Have I ever hardcast it? Yeah, a lot. It comes up quite a lot. You can hardcast a Miria's Call. You can hardcast Chancellor. They're both very hardcastable in this deck. Super, super reasonable to cast them. The deck has so much fast mana, and you own a Black Lotus, so you can cast it like without Black Lotus right here. If I just hit them, if I hit a white mana, I could cast any of my 7-drops. It's pretty important, actually. I think it's one of the better parts of the deck. Caracas Mox, Once Upon a Time. I mean, the Solitude is going to be brutal for them. I guess, like, I could have Solituded early. I think it's better to just Solitude inside of combat. Now I might Solitude now so they can't play an oof. And I want them to play an oof off of this and get rid of my ability to cast a Miria's Call. Oh, I guess they have another hollow one. Okay. I mean, this is still winning. Trap. Censor. Put Amiria's Call into the graveyard. No. Though it is going to make my angels come into play tapped. All right, well, all my plays are signaled from here, and they are going to take the initiative back for a turn, but I don't think that matters very much. They kind of have to play Collector Roof this turn. I mean, my angels are going to be tapped angels unless I chump with my Censor, which I guess I could do. Well, the big thing is I don't draw a card on my upkeep, which I guess is fine. Was that game 3? Huh. Okay. All right, now we're on round 4, Vintage Challenge, 6-rounder. We're up against Bug. This player just always plays Bug. This hand has exile this, play a White Plume, and then play a Seasoned Dungeoneer. Is it though? Is it that bad? I mean, I'm not happy about it, but it feels like it's a keep. Like, I'm playing a White Plume on turn 1, and if it resolves, I have the initiative and I have a basic plains, and then I have a Seasoned Dungeoneer on turn 2. If it doesn't resolve, I have to hit any mana source. I feel like this feels bad, but I'm going to keep it. I mean, the whole deck is a force check. This is a scary pause. This is a scary pause. Why did you say this? Not me. Not me. Oh, no. No, not like this. There's no way. There's no way. No way. They're oh, no way. No, they're AFK. They're just AFK. There's no what order would you like me to play them in, Big Ben? I'm down. Let me hear. This order is nice because I can actually play my Dahlia now. I mean, we're not in a good spot. We're in a horrible spot. We need to hit multiple pieces of lands and mana, and white mana especially. Just the classic bug deck having the turn 1 vigor. It's a classic. There's probably what, 2 vigors in their deck. No, we're super dead here. We have to draw running lands, and one of them has to be white mana too. This is probably a Solitude. I'm still waiting out. What was the better sequencing on my Chrome Moxes? I wanna know. Can you show me? I got 2 mana spell pierced. I'm getting wrecked here. I'm getting shown up by the bug player. They were ready. That is the worst draw in my entire deck. Ready? Endurance? I guess I'm lucky they pitched Oko to force. Oh, sheesh. This is gonna be like a 5-minute video. Chase the Mind Sculptor? Oh, I guess now they can play the Oko. Second Oko. Narset. My opponent plays a very like Xerox style bug list. Like lots of planeswalkers and draw cards and stuff. They play like Sylvan Library in the main, Spell Pierce, Vigor. Cavern's a great draw here. Agreed. Probably a game-winning draw if I draw Cavern. Wasteland. Just gonna Wasteland the sea. Maybe that lets them do something, like hard cast a dig or something here. Looks like it. I don't really think I'm stopping that, though. 9 mana dig, exactly. So maybe I'm supposed to not do that? Yeah, I guess so. No, they still would have been able to do 9 mana dig. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Well, that's probably game. All they need to do is find an Oko, so. Yeah, I would think we need to draw Cavern on that turn, and even then it's probably still hard for us, but Cavern would have helped. We have cast, like, no spells off of Cavern so far this tournament. The Lurgoyf. And the Oof. Alright, you got me. Good job, bug player. Come on. You gotta be kidding me. That's just evil, man. That is just evil. If we draw this Cavern instead of Thalia Chancellor, we just easily win the game, too. So frustrating. Kind of needed Solitude there. None of my things share creature type. Probably do Solitude and just get forced anyways, because they do have a Force of Will in their hand. I mean, it's just going to be Cleric. So if my Censor was a Anointed Peacekeeper, Cleric would actually hit both of them, right? Or is it a Human, maybe? I don't know. So I could do Human and hit both. I was trying to attack and like get them to 5 so that I have the option of trapping, but that doesn't even really work, so... Yeah, they have their own Wasteland here. I guess I should probably just block there, but... All right, yeah, that game was pretty sad. That Vigor was kind of a nightmare. I want swords. I don't want Lauren. I kind of want to get rid of like Chrome Mox and Chrome Mox and like Chrome Mox. Thalia's kind of garbage here too, so maybe one Thalia. They're all these cards are kind of medium. Just trim on Thalias and Chrome Moxes again. I mean, I could have mulliganed that hand, but I think the only thing, like, Force of Will is good against us, but the only thing that really punishes us was Force of Vigor. And expecting my bug opponent to have a Force of Vigor in their opening hand and to correctly Vigor on the right time was probably asking for too much. No, they won't even keep in Vigor. Like, I don't think Vigor is actually good in the matchup at all. This hand's fantastic, obviously. We have turn 1 Archon, and then we have uncounterable, like, Cleric or something. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the hand in game 1 is fine. Like, it does, like, lose to exactly correctly analyzed Vigor on turn 1, which I think is just, like, really minuscule chance of happening. They have to have one of their, like, what, 2 Vigors tops, and then also green card, and also do it at the right time, so... I guess I should check to see if they actually are on 2 Vigors, but my assumption is 2. Yeah, they're on 2 Vigors. All right, Archon. Force check. All right, Archon is a Resolver. It's a good start. Yeah, this is like a spot where it's like better to have Peacekeeper for Cavern. The Cavern doesn't matter though, because we have a basic planes coming, so it doesn't even matter. How does any deck beat Archon, really? I think turn 1 Archon is extremely, extremely powerful. My opponent said, I hate this deck so much. Fair. I hate that you vigored me so much. This hand was very good from our side of the table. Technically, they can Toxic Deluge us here, I guess. But, I mean, that's not even winning, so... Now they can't. It's a Fatal Push. You're still dead if you Fatal Push here. This might be lethal. It is lethal. Crazy. Just a super high roll. Okay. Back on the draw. This is still fine. My opponent's deck does not look very well set up to beat mono white. Like, they have no snuff outs, 4 fatal pushes. They have 2 Virtues Ruin. I guess we should probably think about playing around 2 Virtues Ruin. Holy hell, 2 Virtues Ruin? I guess that is the length you have to go. This hand looks bad. Not enough mana. No planes. Just gotta be a mulligan. Hand's actually really good if I draw Mox, because I have turn 1 White Plume and I can Solitude their like Deathray Shaman or something, but I don't think you're allowed to keep this hand. My assumption is you can't keep this hand. $10, 20, 30, 26. Yeah, you can't keep this hand. This hand also isn't amazing, but this one's probably a keep. Probably just bottom Chancellor. We kind of need all of our pieces here, right? Maybe you just bottom Strip Mine. Yeah, maybe bottom Strip Mine is actually better. Oh, Wasteland, sure. Chrome Mox. So I could Chrome Mox on my Chancellor and play an Archon, or I could Chrome Mox on my Chancellor and play a Thalia. Kind of like Chrome Mox on my... I think I like this play. So like playing Thalia, I think is like looks really good here, right? I guess I could just play nothing and like let them have the Chancellor activation still on the stack. Like, this just lets them force Thalia and pay for the Chancellor activation, right? Like, maybe I'm not even supposed to play this. They have a force of will. They clearly have a force of will. Is getting my Thalia force of will good for me? And having them pay for Chancellor activation? Like, is that good for me? I think it's fine. What? That's good. Resolving Thalia is good for me. Because now they're going to play a Deathrite Shaman and pay, and then I have an uncounterable Archon. Kind of wanted to draw a Seasoned Engineer there, to be perfectly honest, but... If they don't Wasteland me next turn, I have Solitude as well. They're probably going to Wasteland me because they want to use their Deathrite, I assume, but... I like this art so much. It's sweet. Excuse me. I think we're currently losing this game, even though we have a better board position, because my opponent has 6 cards in hand. And we don't really have a follow-up. If we had a follow-up, like if we had the initiative that last turn, I think we'd be super far ahead. But we didn't have the initiative. Because I had the Thalia to make it uncounterable, like a Seasoned Engineer on that turn would have probably been just game-winning. Though the Thalia is stopping them from, like, Virtue's Ruining or something, but... Alright, what do we got? Green, black... Fatal Push my Archon. That's insane. That's so good. Alright. What do I got? Wasteland. Wasteland doesn't really help me, does it? Like, it slows them down from casting Oko. Maybe that's enough. Slows me down from casting Solitude. I think I'm going to Wasteland, but I could see it being wrong. Like, the minute they cast Oko in this game, I'm just super doomed, right? They could also just run out of lands and not be able to cast anything, right? That could also happen. It feels like that's a Wasteland angle. This is like another Fatal Push, maybe? Oh, yeah, I would say we really needed to draw initiative creature to win this game. Oh, Moxen, sure. So they did run out of mana, but then they have Moxen. Oh, that's an interesting play. So they're out of mana. Huh. I mean, maybe they'll go for the double block and we'll Solitude blow them out. I don't think I'm killing Death right here. I also don't want to pitch Solitude to Solitude. Like, I definitely think there is upside to killing Deathrite, but I just don't think it's correct. That's so good. They can still force me this turn. Oh, they're gonna fatal push me. So they can still force me after fatal pushing. So I could resolve a Solitude right now if I want. On the Deathrite Shaman. I don't think I need to do this. Also, they could have... I don't think I need to Solitude this Deathrite Shaman is my gut call here. It does give them black mana for what it's worth, but even if they fatal push me, I could just hit the Collector Roof. Looks like when I have to, they have a third fatal push. Maybe I was supposed to hit the Deathrite Shaman. Oh, they have Abrupt Decay. I see. This looks bad for me now. I guess I can Lost Well. I think I want to keep my Undercity here. Oh, holy crap! They had Force blue card. I guess we're losing, huh? So I should have just Solituded the Deathrite Shaman, and we would have won this game while the Thalia was in play. Okay. No, it's my fault. I hadn't all I had to do was Solitude the Deathrite Shaman while the Thalia was in play. The turn I had a perfect opportunity to do it, and I decided they didn't have anything. That's a terrible draw. All right, well, I guess we lost this game because of my play. I don't know. It just feels really awkward. Then they just force the Init creature. Yeah, but we're in a better spot if they do that, right? Oh, wow. Time Walk and Basic Forest. Yeah, we're just super dead. That's crazy. We actually just die here? Maybe they drew one of those pieces? I think I threw this game. My opponent also drew all of their removal, right? They said they top decked everything they needed. They drew the Force for turn. They didn't have the Force. They drew the Force for turn. Yeah, we just win this game. If I just hit the Solitude while I can't get forced. Slam the initiative creature. They won't have any black mana to play removal spells. I just played badly. I mean, I just didn't think I would have to deal with more removal spells. But clearly, I'm supposed to play around them having more removal spells, I guess. I don't know. That sucks. I played this so badly. I deserve to lose, though. It's so tilting. All right, we talked about it a lot with the chat, and we're not really convinced it was a bad play, but it's just a play that got punished. There was certainly some merit to solituding both while the Fatal Push was on the stack, and there was merit to solituding after the White Plume Adventure resolves. But there was also like a lot of merit to our wait and see play. I think our wait and see play actually only didn't really work because they drew Force of Will off the top. We're still in an okay spot if they don't have Force of Will off the top, because they remove our creature, we remove their creature, and then we have the initiative where we bottom our 2 lands and try to find another creature. So our opponent was just hanging out in the stream. They are known for playing a very crazy Fastbond combo deck, so we should be in for a treat here. I'm not really sure we have a lot of great cards against it, so we'll see. I guess Archon of Emeria is complete bullshit against it, so never mind. Free and easy game. Though I guess they can just kill us on turn 1, so we'll see what happens. I think the opponent's deck is super cool. It's too hard for me to play is what I titled the video last time I played it, so. It's like a crazy Fastbond combo deck with tons of 1-ofs. I don't understand which hands are keepable at all. So I would like to just draw a land on this turn so I can just go Jet, Pearl, Emeria. Or like play my Mox, play my Opal, play my Petal and go Jet, Pearl, Emeria. Obviously I can just go Jet, Pearl, Lotus Petal, Emeria as well. I don't think there's a compelling reason to use this Chrome Mox in this hand. I guess I could also just get like turn 1 Collector Roof by the opponent's deck. I don't know exactly what it looks like these days. It always changes quite a bit. But it does play green, so bigger Collector Roof, I'm sure, are in the 75. All right, what do we got? Mana Crypt, classic Fastbond card. I mean, they also play Tinker in this deck, so Mana Crypt, Riftstone Portal, go. Well, I don't want to Wasteland that, but I will go Petal. I mean, they could play Mindbreak Trap in the main as well, but so be it. All right, got the Archon in play. That's a good start. That should really slow down my opponent's potential because the non-basic lands entering tapped should stop them from like comboing and all kinds of stuff like that. Glacial Chasm has been called. That will put the Riftstone Portal in the yard, fix them for green mana, and make it so I can't deal them damage. Though I have a Wasteland, of course. But this is going to... I don't know exactly how I want to play this turn out. Because it's absolutely possible I'm supposed to Wasteland this Chasm just so that they don't have an extra green mana next turn. And I get an attack in. They could have crop rotation in response is true. That is a compelling reason to not Wasteland their Glacial Chasm. Ugh. Also... Yeah, but then they have green mana, right? I think I'm just going to play a Seasoned Dungeoneer. I can't play my Chrome Mox first either, so... It's not like I'm exposing my Wasteland to another Wasteland, so... Wow, Mana Crypt can't deal damage through Glacial Chasm. I assume Trap can't either. No, Trap is lose life. That's nice. So there is their Wasteland, which can hit my Wasteland. That definitely complicates things. They only get one spell per turn as well, so they probably should use their spell. Here's a Loam on no cards. So they still could have their last card is... they could still have their last card being a... crop rotation. That seems pretty good, though. So I'm going to Wasteland them. Maybe I should have held the second Wasteland in hand. Does that do anything? Maybe that lets them, like, get a second Glacial Chasm, but maybe it also makes them concede. So a little here, a little there. This looks like a Leyline of the Void matchup. And absolutely nothing else. This feels like these Thalias probably don't do very much. Not really sure Chancellor does either, but... Roll something like this. All right, what do we got? We've got a double Chancellor, turn 2 Censor, Solitude draw. I don't know. Like, they have a Dark Depths combo, probably. And they sometimes have, like, a Tameshi. It's impossible to know. Like, they are the only player of their deck. So... I can show you the last list I streamed for their deck, because they did do a donation deck list of their deck at one point. I felt pretty bad because I absolutely butchered it. It's like too hard or something. This deck was too hard for me. So this was their deck last time. 2 Tameshi, 2 Teferi, Saga token. So there's no there's no Dark Depths combo in this version. Courser possibly. I don't know. I think this hand's probably too bad, even though it has Chancellor. Like, it just doesn't do... Like, if this was an Archon, I would keep this hand, because I would play turn 2 Archon. And Archon stops the lands, but this one is just creatures, so I don't think it's actually good. So I think this hand's a mulligan. This one is... White card, turn 1 Dungeoneer. It's probably fine. This one might also not be good enough. I might have to like mulligan to Wastelands and Archons, but we do have a draw step here. Wasteland is still good. There's a Mox that they're paying for. Oh, I put away the Mox. You're right. I messed up. It's fine. Collector Oof. Glad I didn't play my Chrome Mox out. Come on. What is that? Brutal. We would have been crushing it. Slam Chancellor. Strip Mine. Second Collector Oof. That's a really bold play. Not strip mining there is incredibly bold. Like, what if I play a 3-drop here? That play is wild to me. That play is really crazy. I'm super dead in this game. If I had drawn a 3-drop there, I was probably winning, though. Workshop Crucible Strip Mine Lock? Time Vault. What? You just played 2 Collector Oofs and a Time Vault? My lord. Some players. I drew another Artifact Mana Source. I am being... This is so sad. I mean, if it was Crucible, we could just scoop. Mystic Sanctuary. My opponent lives in a great world. I just love it. All right. I mean, this would have blocked their whole board if I have a mana, but I'm out of mana now. No, this is game 2. I don't think it's wrong for them to play Collector Oofs in game 1. Or I think the Collector Oofs are quite good against me. Come on, please, land. Oh, why though? But why though? I don't think they have forces, right? Seems impossible. All right, so we go to 4. Still have draws. Lands are great. Even an Ancient Tomb is okay here. I don't want an Ancient Tomb, but even an Ancient Tomb is okay here. I feel like this game was very, very winnable. Oh, now Ancient Tomb's fine. No, I can't kill their Collector Roof. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's too funny, man. That is too funny. I don't even think I'm bringing in Null Rod against them. Whatever. Should go next. It's okay. Now I can't kill their Collector Roof. That was brutal. Would we have won that game if I had kept the Chrome Box? We would have, right? Because I would have just played turn 1 Seasoned Engineer. That's bad. I mean, I had the right idea. I didn't execute correctly. Whoops. Mistakes were made. All right, on the play, give me a turn 1 Archon. This is a turn 1 Censor. Sure, seems fine. Has a Strip Mine, has a turn 2 Dungeoneer. Obviously, if this was an Archon, it would be pretty game winning. Oh, excuse me. I wanna know what your keep is. Deep in the tank. To be fair, whenever I played the opponent's deck, I also went deep in the tank on every keep because nothing looked keepable. All right, they kept their 7. I reveal a Chancellor. I go Chrome Mox, Chancellor, Censor. Let's see what they got. Wasteland's a good one. Archon would have never let this happen. Archon would have never let this happen. Archon also wouldn't have bashed for 3, though, so. Whoa, Zoran Orb into my Chancellor of the Annex. Beautiful play. Probably better to play Ancient Tomb in case we want to strip mine, play 3-drop, right? No, because I think we would still want to have strip mine, right? Could be wrong. Jeez. I mean, yeah, that would have worked out better here. I don't know. It feels like strip mine is an important card against their deck, where I didn't want to use it just to get wastelanded. It's okay. We have a new win con. Like, I need to be able to have it. I need to be able to strip mine a glacial chasm, right? I mean, that seems like an easy way to lose the game. Oh, I guess we wouldn't have had Dungeoneer because we can only play 1 spell per turn. You're right. True. 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 I don't know what we're waiting for, though. All right. Tropical Island. Spell? Life from Alone, maybe? Collector Oof. I see. Well, I'm going to strip mine their Tropical Island. Lost a flip. Immediately follow with Forest. Expedition map in my Collector Roof deck. Sheesh. I assume they're jumping here, right? What's the Expedition map for a Glacial Chasm? Seems pretty good. I think it's fine for us because we just play Seasoned Engineer. This attack could be wrong. But Glacial Chasm's not very good at 5 life. And then Trap is killing them at 5 life. I don't think I'm supposed to not attack here, but I could see a world where you are. You just let them try to win with a Collector Roof, a Forest, and a Mana Crypt killing them. I mean, that's like basing a lot of your play on 50-50 flip, but might be better. Is it better? I don't know. I know Chasm doesn't stop trap. We do have to get turns, though. Like, what if they just, like, take all the turns? I feel like this is kind of risky now that I think about it more. Well, you can just drop the Cavern and then replay it out of your graveyard. Because I didn't draw, like, Leyline of the Void or anything. I mean, they have to get Chasm, right? That's all they can do. And then we're 2 turns away. Tinker what? Tinker Sphinx loses to this board. I have unblockable 5/5. Tinker Blightsteel loses to this board. Tinker Citadel doesn't do anything. Just Tinker Vault Key. Like, get Academy or something, play a Manifold Key, and Tinker into a Time Vault, I guess. Yeah, I mean... Tinker Phyrexian Portal? Sure. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just supposed to not attack there. I guess that's possible. I definitely considered it, but it's a little hard to know with my opponent's deck whether it's better or worse. Like, this makes them immediately have to do something powerful. Could be wrong. I'm down for it to be wrong. Like I said, I don't really know. All right, they tutored for Bazaar of Baghdad, so they're going to try to combo kill me here. They also can only cast 1 spell per turn. I think they might have had a Glacial Chasm in their hand or something, because their crypt did kill them. Their crypt flipped like 3 times and lost 3 times, right? I mean, I'm not really sure if I was supposed to play this dungeon. Like, I don't know if that attack was good. That attack might be bad. It's absolutely possible that that attack was bad. Okay, welcome to the 6th and final round of this vintage challenge. We're 3-2. I assume we're dead. Oh yeah, we're super dead. Super dead. Probably playing against Gak, so another challenging matchup. Let's see what we got. We've got a double Chancellor, turn 1 Thalia, and a Wasteland? And a Solitude? That kind of feels like it's a keep. We don't even have to play the Wasteland. We can go Chrome, Chancellor, Mox, Thalia. I don't know. If my opponent was on a blue deck, I think I would be more interested, but I feel like we have some serious problems here against a Aggrovine deck. which is why I assume my opponent is on. Like, even though we have a Wasteland, we have one removal spell, but we don't have initiative, we don't have Archon, we don't have blockers. And that's what I'm assuming my opponent's on that deck. They could not be on that deck, for what it's worth. It's not like we have follow-up plays or follow-up lands. If I knew my opponent was on a blue deck, I would probably keep this hand, but I don't. And I don't think they're going to be on a blue deck. I'm going to mulligan this hand, which is maybe a little sus. I just don't think it's going to win, so this hand's much, much better. So big wins. This hand's so good. And this is why you mulligan weak 7s. So you can have strong 6s. All right, I'm going to keep, and I'm going to bottom the... I think it's still better to have double Archon than... Well... Oh, wait, I'm going to get rid of my other 3-drop no matter what, right? So... Doesn't matter. All right, turn 1 Archon. Your go. I wonder if they play Tap Bazaar. This card is so broken, man. This card's nuts. Tapped Ancient Tomb. Interesting. I'm just gonna get a Seasoned Dungeoneer going. Technically have a Solitude next turn as well. Saga Gaming. That's unfortunate. So, oh, they're on Prison Shops. Oh, yeah, they're doomed. They are so incredibly doomed. I advise winning the die roll and then mulliganing to turn 1 Archon. Highly advisable play. Very, very smart. I'm so good at Magic. What I so... All right, so we're on the draw now against Prison Shops. What did we board in last time? I felt like it was a weird thing. We boarded in like some nonsense. I can't remember exactly. That was what, round 2? Or was that round 1? Was it round 1? It was round 1. I boarded out 1 Thalia for 2 Thalias for 2 swords. Interesting. Seems fine. Well, yeah, I mean, if no one teaches them how to play the deck, then it's not like... I wouldn't say it's incredibly readily obvious how you're supposed to do mulliganing. Like, you could probably figure it out if you're a smart player, but if you're, a medium player, might take a while to figure it out. I wish we had won the bug matchup, because I do feel like we we hit the needed cards to like do well in this tournament for the most part. Like we didn't win as many die rolls as I would have liked, but we hit like a lot of decent hands. And I think if I'm not even sure tighter play is the right word, but if I made different plays, I think we'd be in a really good spot. But as it looks right now, we are looking for try to just get a 4-2. Did we play against blue decks today? What did we play against? We didn't play any mirrors. That was kind of nice, but we played against multiple shops decks. We just played against a bug deck. This hand does not create the mana of the white variety. This hand also does not create the mana of the white variety. Things are bad. Things are very bad. That's our best hand by a lot. Bottom. 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 Wasteland. Mox. Sphere. Null Rod. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I guess I'm supposed to lead Wasteland here, but I kind of need Wasteland to kill a Saga if they have it. Like if they go Saga Ancient Tomb, oh my god, they have double Wasteland. Huh. This is bad for anyone keeping track at home. Oh, no more lands from the opponent. Okay. Oh, hello. Do we, like, hold this? I guess I could just Wasteland them. It's probably better. It's kind of the same idea. I imagine they, like, miss a land drop and we hit a white source and just slam a white plume and immediately win the game. Oh, no. They were holding the Solarian Academy in their hand. Looks doomed. We did hit the white source. Do we do the block and scry for Solitude here? Oh no, they have Crucible lock. This looks like... I mean, I can make a 5/5, but if they have another artifact, I just lose the blocking life. But also, I can't place more creatures, so I think we have to just let this hit us and hope to draw the creature. If we draw Swords or Solitude, I think we're fine. That would normally be a great draw. So am I going to Forge or am I going to Lost Well? Like, if they just play any artifact, the Forging doesn't work, right? The problem is I might not be able to take back the initiative even if I draw a... creature on the next turn. I feel like the Wasteland play was so bad, but we probably weren't winning anyways if I didn't Wasteland, because they still would be able to play like Crucible in one turn. They have to have no creature anyways, so maybe it's better to just... I'm gonna go Lost Well. Okay. I guess I could technically chump block here. I just don't think that's good. I mean, they're just going to Wasteland me, so the only land draw that matters is Tomb. Oh. Alright, yeah, we're definitely dead to that. Kind of a rough game. The Academy draw was super strong. Or maybe they were maybe they held the Academy, I don't know. All I know is we're very dead here. This is just, should we get a Saga? Being on the draw in this matchup, not ideal. I highly do not recommend that. Yeah, Saga. I mean, there's just no, there's no reason to play this out. We are just 100% to die. I did actually get myself to Solitude, so if there was no Golos, I could have jump blocked and hit this with that, and then possibly winning with Catacombs Throne. Not bad. Like, I actually put myself in a position we might be able to win that game. I only have one Lauren in this deck, which is not ideal, but... definitely would like to have second Lauren in here. All right, what do I got? That hand looks really bad. Come on, just turn one Archon is game winning. Just give us turn one Archon. This one is not turn one Archon, but it is turn one Seasoned Engineer, so... I feel like this is put Solitude back, reveal Chancellor, put Chancellor on the Chrome Mox, Pearl Tomb, Dungeoneer, have Wasteland back up. Get Mindbreak Trap. Got him. This is not a one game by any means, but it is what it is. If they don't leave up Dismember mana, I'm going to Forge. If they do leave up Dismember mana, I probably am going to Lost Well. Okay. Well, now we're definitely not forging. Archon. The question is actually, do I Wasteland? It's a Thalia? I don't think I want a Thalia. No, I mean, I have the initiative. I don't need to beat the Ensnaring Bridge by attacking. I'm like worried. I guess I don't need to be worried about Saga because I have. Do I need to be worried about Saga? No, there's an Ensnaring Bridge in play. They don't have another Moxen. We actually hit them here as well. I actually don't think I need a treasure. I think I would rather get to archives. So I'm gonna go arena and I don't know, go this thing. Oh, I should not have done that. I should have waited until after I explored to maybe hit a wasteland. Or another Archon of Emeria. Do I want to draw another Archon of Emeria? It has a higher chance of attacking, but I think it's still bad. What if they don't? I mean, if they don't have any more lands, they're just gonna die. Well, we have to go all the way through the dungeon to get back to Trap. It was correct at the time to use Lostwell instead of Forge Trap, but we have to go all the way back through the dungeon. So we went left just so we could get to Archives to draw a card because I kind of felt like it was unlikely my opponent would be able... I would be able to attack with a skeleton this turn. Or last turn, or next turn. Like, whenever I get a skeleton, it feels like unlikely the skeleton's going to be able to attack. That might not be true, but that's what it felt like at the time. I do forget that they do have to play their lands tapped, though. Oh, I guess I could still go skeletons if I wanted to, but I just want to find my one Lauren, so... that might... Yeah. I'm gonna throw in case I hit Lurin. I did not hit Lauren, so I guess I'll play a Chancellor. One, two, three. Oh, I did it again. Oh, no, I can't attack with my Seasoned Dungeoneer anyways. Never mind. So now we've made through the dungeon. Next turn, we'll start at the beginning of the dungeon, and we can eventually forge through to Trap. And we'll win off Trap because we should be able to get one more Archon attack in. We might actually even get to attack with these two creatures this turn as well. No, looks like they have a spell. Actually, we are still attacking with these two creatures as well. And we are going to get a... Yeah, okay. GG's. Man, we actually won this game entirely because of a Chancellor protecting us from trap. Not bad. So 4-2, deck was strong. I made some tough choices. We lost to Bug and we lost to Jeskai. I do think Jeskai is hard. I think Bug is probably fairly good for us. Jeskai matchup was tough. Not much to say there, but the match, I mean, we played a lot of 3-game sets. We basically won most of our games on the play and lost a lot of our games on the draw. Censor was fine. I don't think it was better or worse. I mean, maybe slightly better than Anointed Peacekeeper was, but like not by a huge margin at all. If I was gonna play these same matches over again, like the same matchups, I think I would have rather had. Well, against Jeskai, I think I'd rather have Censor, but against some of the matchups, I would rather have Serum Powder, right? But yeah, Jeskai has swords. Yeah, Jeskai was bad for us for sure. Jeskai is a pretty abysmal matchup, I would think, for mono white. But the loss for Spug, like if I make some different choices, we can win it. I don't know if the choices are better or worse than the choices I made. Like the choices I made had merit, but the choices I didn't make also had merit. So it's like a little unfortunate, I think. But not 100%, a huge issue. But I don't know. Like the Bazaar matchup seemed pretty fine. And then the Prison Shops matchup seemed fine if you're on the play. If you're not on the play, it's not that fine. I mean, like playing turn 1 Archon against basically any of the decks we played today is just incredibly, incredibly broken. I think just playing turn 1 Archon is incredibly broken, which is the reason that I think this mono white deck is good. Again, my analysis has been and will continue to be the reason that this deck is good is because of Archon of Emeria, and then Initiative is great at backing Archon of Emeria up and making a cohesive game plan. So if you were to say put the initiative creatures inside of Tinker, you're actually making your deck worse because you're cutting the best part of your deck, which is Archon of Emeria. And then you're cutting the best part of your Tinker deck, which is Demonic Tutors for Tinker. So like the blue-white initiative deck I find very, very, very bad because it's taking the two worst parts of two very playable decks and putting them together. So as for initiative, I think it's actually a great entry point to the format for lots of people. I think that this deck is playable. I don't think it is super strong. It's like a 50% win rate deck. Though I do think to max out its win rate, you really need to understand the mulligan philosophy of this deck. This deck is mulliganing to a turn 1 threat. And really, you want that turn 1 threat to be Archon of Emeria. Like, it can be an initiative creature, and you can win the game playing turn 1 and turn 2 initiative creature, but the number one thing you want to do with this deck is play turn 1 Archon of Emeria, because your opponent cannot play the game after that thing resolves. And that's kind of the whole deck, and it's interesting. So, I think it's a good thing this deck exists in the metagame, though, yeah, it is kind of pushing towards a faster game plan. The decks that are good against this deck are decks that kill it before it plays creatures, or decks that remove all the creatures, which is a Jeskai deck, which is a slower deck. So it's like literally weird, but it definitely kind of hits the decks in the middle, like the classic PO or classic Tinker, where those decks are not playing fast enough to get underneath it, but not playing enough removal to kill all the creatures. One of the nice parts about playing the PO version that I typically play is Dress Down is very, very effective against this deck. You just dress down their Hate Bears at end of turn, and then you untap and combo kill. So when I say Archon, do I also mean Censor? No. And the key difference is Archon of Emeria reads non-basic lands enter the battlefield tapped. And I think that ability is much, much, much stronger than non-Phyrexian creatures enter the battlefield tapped. Lansing entering the battlefield tapped in Vintage is unbelievably strong. No immediate Bazaar activation, no immediate Wasteland, no immediate Fatal Push or whatever. Like, I'm not... Like, Archon is probably 5 times as good as Censor or something. So yeah, that's how I see. That's how I feel. I feel Archon is like one of the single best creatures in all of Vintage, and that's, I think, is the reason this deck is good. Would 3 mana Thalia be better than Censor? No, because I do think that each player can only cast 1 spell per turn clause is very important, which is why we're trying Censor. The rule of law effect is pretty strong. So, Yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you check out more vintage content coming on this channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I have plenty more brews from March of the Machine. I've got the Ancient Imperiosaur. I got a Kogla Oath deck. I have a Rona combo deck, and I have a Yuta Takahashi Fairies deck. So there's tons more mom content coming here on this YouTube channel. I will see you then.